Well, if you know someone who's had a hip replacement, listen up. Previously, we have told you about ongoing litigation surrounding metal hip replacements. Well, now there is a potential settlement for that lawsuit. Attorney Jim Higgins with the Higgins Firm is here with an update.
Jim, thanks for being here.
Sure.
All right, we've talked, of course, before some lawsuits regarding hip replacements. So let's talk about what those lawsuits were about. Get us up to date.
Sure. There's been several what we call metal-on-metal hip lawsuits, and we have a lot of these clients that we're helping and working with. And what had happened is a hip replacement used to be metal and plastic, and these were metal on metal, and as they were being used after they'd been implanted, there was metal shavings, there was early breakdown, and there was a recall on a lot of these Johnson & Johnson hips, and people who had this really tough surgery were having to have the hips taken out, have them replaced, have to go through therapy again.
Goodness.
And this led to lawsuits. There's probably 93,000 people they think that had this hip replacement. A lot of those in the United States. There was about 12,000 lawsuits filed, and they've been going for some time now. We've had, there's been 2 trials. One was for several $million for a man who went through a really hard time from a failed hip, and the other was for the company. The jury thought that there was nothing wrong, and that happens. These are kind of test cases to see where they're going to go. And after those, there's now a settlement that's before the court that will probably be approved.
Let's talk about that settlement then. What are the terms of it and how will it work?
It's about $2.5 billion. For it to be approved, there has to be a 94% opt-in rate. So in other words, that the terms of the settlement are going to go out to everybody, and they have to have at least that number, or Johnson & Johnson will say, okay, forget it, we're just going to go try these cases. You know, the people were going to be sitting down with their clients, talk about what it will leave them. It's going to be about $250,000 per person. For some people that may be fair. For some people it's not going to be fair. What they do is, if the settlement goes through, it goes into what they call a matrix, and then we'll look at, okay, how long had the person had the hip? Did they smoke? Were they overweight? Were there other problems that may have caused the failure? And then those settlement, they'll sit into a certain category, and their amount may go down a little bit. If they've had really hard times in recovery, their amount may go up a little bit. But that's kind of, if the settlement gets approved, then all that will start getting, you'll find out where you are in the matrix, and then you'll get your compensation.
All right. And real quickly, when should someone call your office about this?
If they haven't done anything, they need to call immediately, because this is about to close. And if you've had one of these hips, if you've got a recall letter, you are running out of time. And these people really need some financial help. So I hope there's not a lot of people out there, but if they have, they should call us immediately.
Thanks, Jim.
Well, the Higgins Firm is serving Tennessee, and you can give them a call at 615-353-0930 or check out higginsfirm.com.